Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Future Leaders Academy. Students and also our parents from the Parent Leadership Program. Tonight, it's a special night because we are going to have a group that is called the Geckos Hospitality Group tonight as a guest speakers. And they have a wonderful program and wonderful people that they are going to present tonight. So Geckos Hospitality has been a wonderful partner with Unidos Now, and they have been supporting many of our programs and activities to support the Latino community. As Unidos Now, they want to support students and parents to keep advancing in their careers. And tonight, so that's what they are going to give information about all the opportunities that they have for you. And I would like to welcome Michael Quillen. He is the president and a co-owner of Geckos Hospitality, Fiona Farrell, and Rawlings, and Trey Peavy. And I will give the floor to Ann Rawlings to start with that session tonight. Welcome, Ann.
Thank you, and bienvenidos a todos. It's wonderful for the Geckos Hospitality Group to join Unidos Now tonight, and all the parents and future leaders. Thank you for joining us. We are here at our Clark Road Geckos, and my colleagues and I, including Mike Quillen, our owner, would like to talk to all of y'all a little bit about the many career opportunities that the Geckos Hospitality Group offers and that the hospitality industry itself offers. So we have provided a few little vignettes that Fiona has graciously videotaped for us, which you'll see here and there as we progress along the evening. And in the end, we'll have a little bit of Q&A that you can ask any of us, any questions you might have. But to start, let me say that the Geckos Hospitality Group was founded in 1992 by Mike Gowan and Mike Quillen. The first restaurant they opened was at Geckos. And since that time, they've opened 5 other Geckos. So we have 6 Geckos Grill and Pubs in Sarasota and Manatee counties, Dockside Waterfront Grill in Venice, Florida, Dry Dock Waterfront Grill in Longboat Key, and our newest addition, Tail Seafood and Spirits, of which Chef Trey is the executive chef there, and that's in Sarasota. And we have a tavern as well on Bee Ridge Road called the Red Barn Bar. So all in all, we are 10 entities. We are a small independent business, but nonetheless a business that is very committed to our community and to our employees. We're a wonderful company to work for, and we would love to talk to you about employment opportunities, or if you want to just learn a little bit more about the hospitality industry in the great state of Florida, you can always contact us at any time. And now I'd like to introduce Mike Quillen. He's our co-owner and president of the company. Michael.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you all for giving us this opportunity today to explain a little bit about the hospitality industry. It's so nice to see so many smiling faces, and it's especially nice to see the parents there. That just means you support your children and all the things they want to do. So my name is Mike Quillen. I've been in Sarasota for most of my life. I went to Brookside, Riverview, Manatee College, and New College. Grew up in Sarasota, raised my daughters here. I started my hospitality career. I was probably 14 years old. I started working at Marina Jack's down on the Bayfront. You all are probably all familiar with that. And had to wear a little sailor hat and bus tables. And then when I was old enough, I was able to park cars and you know, just really wanted to get involved in things. After attending New College, I went into steak and ale, more of a corporate environment, trained in Orlando and moved all around Florida. Worked a little bit for Holiday Inn. And at that point, I decided I wanted to try to do something on my own. So Mike Gowan, my partner, we've been dear friends since we were probably about 14 years old. He worked at Marina Jacks too, did the exact same thing I did. So we decided we want to do what we call an independent restaurant, not a chain, something on our own, something local. So we opened up our first restaurant, as Ann was saying, in 1992. We're very proud that we're in our 30th year. We started out with 5 employees. We basically worked night and day. We split everything up for about 5 years, just concentrated and focused on the one restaurant. After 5 years, we started to very slowly grow. We bought another restaurant, built another restaurant into what we have today. I can remember when, going into the corporate training, lots of blood, sweat, and tears. I can remember I had a restaurant on International Drive in Orlando, a huge restaurant, and it was I go to work in the morning in July and I'd put on a big heavy overcoat and they'd lock me in the cooler until about 8 o'clock at night. We don't do that here. But anyway, I sometimes I felt like I wanted to cry, but I stuck with it and hung on. And I think that's the key is hard work, and where you start is not, if you work hard and you put the time and the effort and you just get all the information you can, that you too will be successful. Over the years, I've had wonderful mentorships. There's certain groups of folks that I follow, really good restaurant concepts. I'm a voracious reader. I'm constantly looking for more information. Not necessarily do we want to be out ahead of everyone, but conservatively, we like to make sure we follow everybody and see what works and doesn't work. The benefits of a hospitality career, there are many for folks such as yourself and young people. On one level, we're a great place to work, and I'll say we are a great place to work. Some of our employees have been with us for 25 plus years, and they're family to us. We're so proud of them, to watch their accomplishments. A couple of our Hispanic, we've got 3 generations, and that's probably what I'm most proud of. We've got so many folks and families and children of friends of ours that have come with us. But back to the advantages. Why would you be in the hospitality industry? Well, one thing for younger folks, we'll gently teach you how to come to work. We'd like you to be on time. You need to look nice. We'll teach you how to interact with the public, to look folks in the eye. The important things that, whether you're in the hospitality industry or any other industry, or when you go to college, things that are really important. Good manners. So on the level of a young student coming to us, well, we're a great place. We're extremely flexible on our work hours. So if you come to Fiona or Trey and you say, hey, we so many times, oh, well, I want to work 5 days full time. Well, I think that we have the wisdom to say, well, maybe that's not what you want to do. Let's start off a little bit slower. So, being a family, that we look at folks like that, you know, that might not be the best thing for you, but our schedules are extremely flexible in the hospitality industry. You can come work in high school, you can work for us in college. We have so many young people that will start in high school and they'll start as a hostess, they'll go to a food runner, they'll go to a to-go position. When they're old enough, they'll be a server. But we've got so many that have been with us for, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 years. They can come back at Thanksgiving if they go away to college. If they go to college here, they can keep working. But, you know, we can change their schedule as they get busier and busier. On a different level, we also have so many folks that have started with us and decided, hey, hospitality is a great career. You know, we're a serious business. We're one of the largest employers in Sarasota County. So and we would encourage anybody that works for us to go to college, get an education, but perhaps the hospitality career, you know, it's a great industry. It's a great business. We tend to come in the same walls every day, but every day is different.
Mhm.
You know, every day something's different, you know, so it's interesting, it's exciting. Lots of challenges. All days, you know, all days aren't wonderful. The money you can make is fantastic. So if you decided to go into career with us, you know, we've got some folks that start in what we call the front of the house, the hostesses, the servers, into the administrative. We're looking for graphic artists. We're looking for, you know, we're not just looking for waiters and waitresses and cooks. There's a lot of things going on in our industry.
Mhm.
You know, so I've got, I don't know, there's folks that are running our, you know, big restaurants. They started as dishwashers and fry cooks when they were teenagers, and now they're general managers. They have families, they've bought homes. They're, you know, really embedded in the community. And, you know, the more of these good folks we have to come work for us, the more opportunities that it gives us to expand and get bigger. And that in turn begats more expansion and, you know, helping more folks. The hospitality industry is not just restaurants. It's not just Geckos. You know, there's the hotel chains, you know, all kinds of facets. There's insurance companies that specialize in hospitality. And, you know, there's lots of different avenues to go into in the hospitality industry. We offer great pay. We've got folks that started out as, you know, waiters, waitresses, hostesses are now making $100,000 a year. But, you know, what, everybody's not going to do that, but the people that really want to work hard and do the right thing and learn the skills, I guarantee you that they will be successful. One of the, you know, I guess if you look at whether you come to work for a Geckos or a Ritz-Carlton or a Hyatt or any restaurant chain, hotel chain, you know, I think any advice I may give to you of any success I might have had is involvement in the community and what you can do to give back to the community you're in. I think that our restaurant company we're very proud of what we can give back to the community. The community has given us so much, but to help mentor and bring folks and your friends, and hopefully you'll tell your friends to come and watch this as well. But, you know, all the different folks that we have been able to help, the schools, the churches, the military, law enforcement, you know, just whatever you do, whatever career you go into, if you any industry, you need to work hard and realize that you'll get paid back in the end if you work hard, but be involved. Do everything you possibly can, read everything you possibly can, and I guarantee you'll be successful. So not to bore you any longer, but that's about the nickel to her there. Anything else, Sam, that I can add?
Yeah, Michael, why don't you talk about some of your first jobs in addition to the freezer story, which is great. Talk about sort of, how you still do every job here in the restaurant when you come in.
Well,
And your career trajectory. So that people.
yeah, it's just, it's probably, just so many, I had a paper route when I was 13. I just tried to do everything I possibly can. I wanted to make money. That was a big part of it, and you're not gonna, no other way I know really, unless you want to work. But, we parked cars, we cut grass, we did everything. I had a lot of good folks that have mentored me and still mentor me to this day. We go around to a lot of conferences and go talk to people all over the country about what are the new things happening, what's working, what isn't working. We have a great time. And, my partner and I, we're not afraid to walk into a restaurant and seat a guest and, go pick up a plate or pick up fill a drink or fill an iced tea. I think part of the culture of our company is the most important thing is to mentor folks like you and to try to show you what a great career you can have in the hospitality business, the hospitality industry.
Could be a good time to meet the rest of our team. What do you think?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. And
Fantastic.
yeah, Fiona Farrell has taken some wonderful videos of some of our team, and you'll see a variety of positions and people of all ages. We're a very diverse family of restaurants. So let's see some videos from our friends that we work alongside of every day.
My name is Charlotte Schuther, and I've been with Geckos for 7 years.
My name is Peter Rubacher, and I've been a server assistant at Dockside for about 5 months.
Hi, my name is Ramiro Delgadillo. Aproximadamente llevo trabajando para la compañía Geckos aproximadamente 16 años.
My name is Ray Ramirez. I've worked for the Geckos group for about 2 years, and I currently work for Sale as a server.
Hi, my name is Tristan Garrison. I'm the bar manager here at Dockside Waterfront Grill. I've been with the Geckos Hospitality Group 15 years now.
Hola, mi nombre es Cesario Cárdenas. Tengo trabajando en la compañía aproximadamente 4 años. Ahora estoy trabajando con Charitable, el nuevo restaurante. Soy el asistente del manager de la cocina. Y está fantástico este trabajo. Pues, si alguien quiere venir a trabajar con nosotros, están bienvenidos.
Hi, my name's Marissa. I'm a server at Dockside and I've been here for about 6 months.
Hola, mi nombre es David García Díaz. Soy gerente de la cocina de aquí de Dockside Waterfront Grill en Venice. He estado trabajando aquí en este restaurante por más de 5 años.
Great. Thank you for showing that. So my name is Fiona Farrell. I'm the COO for the Geckos Hospitality Group. I've been with the company about 10 years, and it's been a really fun ride for me. I came into the company as a bar manager, and progressively throughout the years, kind of just came to Mike and Mike with ideas along the way of how we could make improvements or ideas for expansion and how we could streamline our operations. At the time, we had 5 Geckos Grill and Pubs. And since that time, we have now doubled in size to 10 entities. So it's been really fun to work alongside them. And I will certainly say that they have been my biggest mentors in my career as I've been going through these last 10 years. And those folks that you just met in the videos, I work alongside them every single day. So a day in the life for me is I try to visit at least 4 of our restaurants a day. So I'll start out in the morning. I usually go to some kind of manager meeting or meeting with vendors first thing before operations really kick into gear. And then I'll spend a few hours at one of the locations during the peak of lunch service to help out any way I can, get to know the staff. We do have a lot of folks coming and going. And so every day I try to get in there, shake hands with new staff members, let them know that I'm a voice that they can come talk to if they need, or if they need any kind of guidance along the way. I give everyone my cell phone number so they can reach out at any time. And then I also do a lot of the recruiting as well. So I'm in charge of all of the applications that are incoming to see if we have an applicant that comes through our web portal, that comes to me, and then I'll decipher which location might have the biggest need for whatever the criteria might be in the positions that we're trying to fill. We're currently recruiting, as Mike mentioned, for expansion. So that's something that's on the horizon for us. So we're not slowing down. But yeah, we have positions in all different facets. And when I'm around at the stores and I'm getting to know people, if they express an interest to me and I want to learn more about marketing, or I want to learn more about digital design, I might have them partner or shadow with me or Anne or our director of operations for a few weeks to really dive into that entity or the chef. We're constantly creating new menus as well. So menu development is a constant thing for us. There's not a day that goes by that we're not coming up with new ideas for a new dish, or we do a lot of catering as well. So I'm always in need of doing larger scale menus and people working those catering events where you can do a little bit of both. You can serve and maybe work at a carving station or work behind a buffet. So there's lots of different opportunities to be had. And I started at IHOP. That was my first job, at a hostess at IHOP when I was 15 years old. And that taught me a lot. I did not like getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I reverted to the bar business as soon as I was old enough. But then bartended throughout the years and made my way up into management. I have a degree in theater. So I never thought that being a part of the restaurant business was something I was going to do long-term. I had dreams to go to Hollywood and be a famous actress, and
Never knew that.
things diverted because I fell in love with this industry. And in a sense, I'm on stage every day because I'm in front of 200, 300, 500 people in the restaurants that you smile, you interact with them, you shake their hand, you get to know them. So you're constantly putting on a show, but also just providing, everyone goes out to the hospital, goes out to restaurants, right? Whether it be a drive-through or you go out and dine with your family. So that's an experience that no matter what the experience is, people are going to remember it. So for me, being part of the hospitality industry is I get to be a part of that person's day. And if I can make it the tiniest bit better or turn their situation around, that means the world to me personally. And that's why I continue to do this every day. I skip to work every day. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but I had an old boss that said, if you're skipping to work every day, there might be something wrong. But that's really how I feel. I love getting up, coming out to the restaurants, working with these people side by side. We have such fun together. We come up with some really fun events and ideas. And one of the biggest things is every day is different. I'm not one for monotony. So having the opportunity to go into different atmospheres, different clientele at different restaurants, okay to share, but I was up in St. Pete today tasting rum for a drink. So that's not a bad thing to do. And, so we have a lot of fun doing menu creation and different ideas like that as well.
And Fiona, you and maybe Trey also can talk about all the importance of every job in the restaurant and maybe some of the qualities that you're both looking for in the front of the house and the back of the house while we're talking.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we always say there's no job too small. Every position plays a vital role in that shift running smoothly. We always say it starts at the front door, but it also starts at the back door. So as product is coming in and our teams are being kind to the vendors that are coming through, offering them a soda for the road, or would you like some lunch today? That goes a long way. And the first person you see when you come into our restaurants as a guest is the host. So it's super important for them to have a friendly, smiling demeanor. And then it just trickles down from there because the host really controls how things are going to flow. As quick as they seat tables around the restaurant, that affects the kitchen, because if tickets are coming in too quickly, then the kitchen can get overwhelmed. Our teams do a great job of we have a huge menu. If you haven't dined with us, it's very extensive. So and every position on that line and that prep person in the back, restocking the line in a timely fashion, if one cog gets muddled up, then the whole machine can fall apart. So it's really important. And Trey, do you have anything to add to that?
Let me add to that.
Okay.
So the hostess is so important because that's the first person everyone sees, and the manager. You're not. No, but I want to say, and Trey will agree with me. You know, it's the dishwasher where a lot of folks start.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? What if you run out of dishes? You know, every cog, every single position is so important. And
Really good point.
Trey.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to mention was the dishwasher. You know, he's kind of the last person you think about when you think about a restaurant, but they really do a lot. It's not just standing there washing dishes. There's a lot of other utility things that we have them doing. And most of the cooks in our restaurants and a lot of the managers that we have and chefs have started in the dish pit, including myself. So
Yeah.
And me too.
Me too.
It's
I'm going to tell a real life story.
it's
The
just kind of
first
a
night,
stepping stone.
the first night of Triple Tail. So we opened Triple Tail back in March of this year. The very first night we had a dishwasher who didn't know how to be a dishwasher. And it really affected the flow of that first evening. It was almost detrimental. And then the next night we got the right person into that position and it was like butter. It was clockwork. Everything ran so smoothly from that night forward. And Trey's done a great job of coaching those folks here on out. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I think that is a great example of why we appreciate every job that we have in our restaurants and that we work alongside, because every job means that we can all do a better job for our guests.
Yeah. So we have a couple more videos we're going to show you now that talk, those folks that you just met via the first video, they are going to tell you about how they got their start in their career and in the hospitality industry. So Alex, if you could play the next two videos. Thank you.
Way back when I was 15, I got my first job at Steak and Shake as a server.
Job answer is actually the same. I was 14. Got a job as a busser at a restaurant called The Bella up in Ohio. My mom was actually a server, and she got me in.
My first job was at a grocery store as a cashier, and I got my start here. I knew one of the managers, and he kind of helped me out with getting a job here.
Yo empecé a trabajar en esta industria cuando tenía 17 años, saliendo de high school. Empecé en un restaurante muy pequeño en Inglewood. Era yo lavaplatos.
I started working at Chick-fil-A when I was 17, and that kind of got me started with knowing that this was something that I wanted to do, was work with people and just like make people happy.
Started as a dishwasher, trabajando en la restaurante Stonewood. Trabajé ahí por 9 años.
And there's one more video, Alex, if you could play it right behind that about career.
I enjoy just meeting people every day, new people, taking care of them, making sure they have a good experience. I enjoy the staff I work with, and I like to make their jobs better.
A mí me gusta trabajar aquí en esta compañía porque he aprendido muchas cosas y he conocido a bastante gente. Aquí esta compañía me ha ayudado con muchas cualidades en la vida.
I get to make personal connections with people. I get to learn about more real world situations and just really being able to make one-on-one connections with guests.
What I enjoy about it is I've met a bunch of friends that work at the restaurant, and I like to serve people and help out the restaurant.
I like it just because there's so much flexibility and you get a lot of fun interactions with customers, and you just get to take them through and have a good time with them as they have a good meal.
Winshop, la disfruto porque me gusta lo que hago, lo que vengo a elaborar, el trabajo, y más que nada pues me encanta hacer lo que hago.
So if I could, one more thing. So Geckos has always felt that the guests, our customers are our bosses and our employees are our heroes. And I want to introduce Trey Peavy, who is undoubtedly one of my biggest heroes. I always laugh with him that the first time I interviewed him and met him back a long time ago, one of our Geckos, I'm like, I wasn't sure if he'd make it. And now he runs one of our nicest restaurants and kind of just my go-to guy. And he has such a passion for food. And, he just takes such good care of his team. And I can't hardly remember the last time anybody left you other than going somewhere else and doing something different. So anyway, this is Trey. So.
How you doing? I'm the chef at Triple Tail, the newest restaurant we have in the group. I started 10 years ago as a fry cook at Geckos on State Road 70. And I've just worked really hard, worked as many hours as I could and learned as much as I could from as many people as possible. And that's allowed me kind of to get to the position to open this new restaurant for Mike and Mike. The people that I've met along the way are incredible. I remember a cook that's still with the company. His name's Edgar. He actually trained me when I first started, and he does my lawn at my house now. So you'll meet all kinds of people that you'll have lasting relationships with. I still have friends I play golf with at other locations I used to work at. So it's not just the type of work that we do. We don't feel like we're going to work because we're just, it's a social environment. It's not like an office where you're going to work and you're sitting in a cubicle. You're always moving around, always different people around you. So it's very interesting to see the types of people that you meet along the way. I've probably met thousands of people just because, like Mike said, we have a lot of people that will start early and then go off to college. And when they come back for summer or spring break or something, they always want to pick up shifts and come work because they like it so much. And then we get to see those people again. And it's nice to see people on their road to success, whatever it is, since they were once part of our system here. So.
Could you talk a little bit about your mentors coming up through the ranks, and then you can introduce the next video?
Yeah, so when I first started, I started actually at Sonic Drive-In when I was 16. And my general manager at that location really taught me about hospitality in general, just being hospitable to people. Like, don't treat people as your customers. Like Mike said, they're the bosses. You have to be welcoming and friendly and warm to these people. You can't just treat them as numbers in a book at the end of the day. And I learned that that's how you get people to come back and really want to be a part of your world. And when I started with Geckos, my mentor was Gordon Still, as I still speak to him. His name was Gordon Yates, and he actually works in Denver, Colorado now. He moved out there. That's where he's originally from.
Has a great business out there.
Yeah, he actually has I think a 300-seat chicken restaurant in Denver, Colorado, and he's doing very well. But he taught me a lot about managing people, about kind of creating that family environment. And I think that's kind of what we're known for company-wide, is just being that place where, we know people from other locations. There's this lady that goes to every single location and sells carnitas to everybody, and it's everyone knows who she is. So it's just a really big spread out family that we have here.
And Trey, talk about, before we see some more videos, talk about a day in the life of a chef. What's it like to be back there with the heat and the action? And for those of us who are not in the kitchen every day, it's a very mysterious and wonderful place.
So the first part of the day is just kind of making a game plan for everything. Depending on the day, different things need to be done as far as the behind the scenes stuff, ordering and prepping and all that. And then once service begins, everyone's pretty much in their place, ready to go, ready to receive orders. And it's at that point is where all the regular everyday stuff stops and everything is different. You can't predict anything after service starts. And that's where the fun really starts, because then you're just, everyone's just working so hard, and it's awesome to see so many different people coming together to do one thing and it be so successful. And by the end of the night, it's just such a good feeling. And, I think a lot of the people that we have are just so prideful to be a part of that as well. It's not just us, but I mean, all the way down to, line cooks and dishwashers and hostesses and busters. It's everybody is just proud to be a part of it, and everyone knows that their role is a big part.
So we're going to watch a couple more videos from our team members also talking about their mentors. Mentors are such a vital part of your career.
Quite a few, actually. One in this company in particular, our Director of Operations, Mike Ferrara. He was a big motivating factor for me moving up into management.
Quite a few. Every job I've had a few mentors. Like here at Triple, I've had basically all the upper management helping me learn about more fine dining.
Sí, he tenido afortunadamente, gracias a Dios, he tenido dos. Uno se llama Gino, él fue una de las personas que me enseñó a criarme a lo que soy ahorita. Aprendí mucho de él. Y otra persona es James también, que he tenido trabajando con él durante 24 o 5 años y ha sido un buen mentor. Me han enseñado mucho los dos y de ellos he aprendido bastante.
All the servers here, well, when I started serving, all the servers here are so kind to help you with anything. I mean, if you're at the computer sitting there for longer than 30 seconds, somebody will come up to you and be like, what can I help you with? What do you need help finding? And I loved that.
Yo tuve un mentor, se llama Omar. Él trabajaba en el restaurante en Inglewood y él fue el que me enseñó muchas cosas y me guió hasta donde yo estoy ahorita.
I did. Mike and Kevin Thompson have been huge roles in my career in the hospitality industry. They really paved the way for me and did everything that they could to teach me everything that I know right now.
Mi hermano me ayudó bastante y cuando empecé a trabajar en Dockside, David García me ayudó bastante y ahora que estoy trabajando aquí, mi jefe Trey, él es muy bueno en esto.
Enthusiasm, attention to detail, and a drive to succeed.
I am a bartender, manager, and server, and it takes being quick on your feet, multitasking, and time management.
Friendly and helpful, just caring.
That's great.
Perfect. Ian's going to step up here and talk about
No,
community. You're good. You're safe.
So I wanted to reintroduce myself. I'm Ann Rawlings. I manage the corporate office for the Geckos Hospitality Group family. And there's some wonderful jobs that you've just seen and heard from our team members about, but there's quite a lot of other opportunity, kind of some unconventional, traditional hospitality opportunity that you might not have thought of in your traditional restaurant job. For the Geckos group, Mike and Mike told me that for years they managed all their restaurants out of a closet in each of the restaurants. And finally, when they were getting ready to open up their 5th restaurant, they decided that they needed to maybe establish a corporate office. And we had done some research projects together, and they had asked me to open the corporate office. And at that time, there was quite a lot of opportunity, boundary growth. We established a system of communication. We established a growing website. We hired a webmaster. We hired an IT manager. We expanded our business with our accountants. We expanded our business with our bookkeepers. Did you know that you could be a marketing professional or a interior design professional? Did you know that the Geckos Hospitality Group hires several graphic artists to help us with our branding? We also have legal consultants that help us protect our employees, help us protect our trademarks, and help us do all the things that we need to do just to stay in business and continue to cross all the T's and dot all the I's. So if you're interested in a hospitality career, a career that will allow you flexibility, a career where you will make a great living, a career where you will change people's lives for a day, perhaps, think a little bit broader and think of all the other unconventional positions that are available to you. And any of us are always available to answer any questions if you want to pursue those paths. One of the things that I do in my position that is so gratifying to me, and one of the favorite parts of my job is I'm kind of an invisible force behind all the people I work alongside of. You don't see me, but I'm there. I manage the brand, I manage the look of the Geckos group. I help create marketing content and search engine optimization within our social media platforms. I work very closely with our IT manager and our webmaster, and of course, our COO, and all of our chefs and general managers to support them in the ways that are helpful to them. If Mike and Mike have an idea, our executive team gets together and we talk about it. But one of the most rewarding things for me is also the charitable giving program that I manage. Mike and Mike established a community give back program as part of their corporate early on in the beginning of the Geckos group. And as part of my role, we support dozens and dozens of teachers and students and coaches and schools in Sarasota and Manatee County, law enforcement, military and veterans, the 4-H group, and countless other not-for-profits, philanthropies, and charitable organizations. And it's a wonderful feeling to be able to say yes to community partners and to link arms with community charitable organizations to help them with fundraisers, with a donation of a gift certificate, or help a law enforcement group who find themselves in need, or help military and veterans who are having fundraisers. And I couldn't do that without the support of all of our general managers who allow people to come into the restaurant and pitch us or pick up materials, or Mike and Mike, whose generosity has extended way beyond the bounds of what some folks might think a small business was able to do. So that's a very rewarding part of my job, but it's also a really strong testament that if you wanted to come and join this group, you'd be working for a wonderful company, and a company that truly cares about its community and cares about you.
Very nice.
We're going to see another video. And these are our two final videos that Fiona took care of for us. The first one is something that will relate to all the students and also hopefully give some comfort to some of the parents whose children are thinking about coming to work in hospitality. Are you ready to roll the next video, Lisa?
Conviene a los estudiantes que vengan a trabajar con nosotros para que aprendan cómo se maneja el negocio y ellos puedan emprender su propio negocio.
Yeah, for students that are trying to pursue something else, it's a great job because hours are flexible and you can do this anywhere. As far as anybody beyond that, it's just it's a good career. You can make money, and the sky's the limit on how far you can go.
You get to know so many new people. You get to learn so many experience. You're good with customer service, and I think it helps you for the rest of your life.
Los estudiantes deberían considerar trabajar en esta industria porque les va a ayudar mucho en la vida, van a aprender muchas cualidades, van a conocer mucha gente y les va a abrir muchas puertas en la vida y en el futuro.
A student, especially because your life is so frantic, the hospitality industry gives you a lot of flexibility on when you need to work, what your hours are, and a lot of good restaurants will work around with your schedule.
Tuve la necesidad, la he tenido aún, pero más que nada me ha gustado siempre trabajar en el grupo, en el equipo que estoy ahorita, y lo he disfrutado mucho.
Bastante gente y tener amigos no solamente en este restaurante, pero en otros restaurantes.
I like the fact that Geckos gives back to the community. They support their law enforcement, our troops. They do a lot of events and things that just, I don't know, make it like a really good company to work for. It makes me proud to work for them.
Es ayuda a crecer a las personas, te ayuda a crecer en la compañía y no es como las otras compañías que te dejan solo para trabajar, te ayuda a crecer en la compañía.
I would say dedication to employees, family, and community.
Everyone's really devoted, even the upper management, they'll work right alongside you. Everyone just kind of has a great team mentality and you always feel welcome.
Han sido y serán muchas, y a una de esas de las que yo creo que son la del señor Mike, que él me ha enseñado, y de él, una buena persona, aprendí muchas cosas, y que él es una persona súper excelente.
Everyone likes to help each other, and everyone's friendly. Nobody likes to see anything but struggle or help out.
I love our management here. They're always so friendly and offer to help with anything. And I just, with all the other jobs in food industry I've been to, I really do enjoy this one. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.
Wonderful. And, you know, all of those videos were, they didn't even know they were being recorded. I just showed up at the restaurants with a video camera and said, all right, I need some statements. So those are true and from their hearts, which is really reassuring to hear. So Anne, you're gonna, well, I think we're gonna kick it back to Lizbeth and maybe open it up for some questions.
Yes, well, that was a great presentation, everyone. Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Fiona, Anne, and Mike. So I think that the students and parents, from what's in the chat already, they have a lot of questions for you. So this is great. I think that you created a lot of excitement, and you showed them that as a business in the hospitality industry, you are offering different opportunities and different career paths for our young students and maybe for some of the parents as well. So let's go ahead and maybe open with some of the questions. And we have here also Marnie and Annie. So they are the facilitators from our parent leadership program. And I think Annie already has some questions from the parents. So go ahead, Annie.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Mike, and your team for all these wonderful videos. And we don't get to see everybody, but we kind of feel that we know them, the ones that were participating in those nice statements that they provide about your company. Thank you again for all of you. I have a few questions from our parents. The one question one of our parents were asking is, where are you expanding to? What other locations are currently available or planning to be available later on?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be happy to answer that. So we feel like we have the Sarasota market pretty well saturated. We have 5 restaurants essentially in Sarasota, 2 in Bradenton currently, 1 out on Longboat Key and 1 in Venice. So for us, we're in the midst right now of talking about expansion and where that might be. So we're talking about going the further reaches of Sarasota, further down in Venice potentially, and then also in the up in the Lakewood Ranch or Ellington area, up into Parrish, Palmetto, possibly over the next 10 years. So we have a plan for the next 9 years of hopefully opening more Geckos and more triple tails. We think we've really hit the nail on the head with the brand Triple Tail that we've developed in the last 8 months. And so we really hope to be able to expand on that as well. So we're going to be further reaching outside of Sarasota a little bit.
Thank you very much. I think a lot of our parents are in those areas that we're looking to be hearing those news from you and the future of opportunities to open new places there. Another questions I have is, do you have part-time opportunities for teenagers to learn skills that can use later in life? I believe we heard something about being on the office or in the management part of it, where they can learn computer skills, office skills. Would you facilitate that for teenagers? And also, what would be the minimum age requirement to be employed at your company?
So Anne is gonna, do you want to chat about that or you want me to? Okay, so the minimum age is 16. That's the minimum that we'll hire for host positions. You have to be 18 in order to serve alcohol in a restaurant or to be able to bring that to a table. So that's the minimum that you can be around the alcohol component of our restaurants. But 16 is really the minimum that we like to bring in, just because it's a fast-paced environment. As far as what the first part of that question, we use a lot of technology in the restaurant. So there is the opportunity to use technology. We use iPads for our seating, things of that nature, but we don't have anything administrative wise that would be for teenagers at this time. That would be more to the adult. Yeah, there's no internships in place at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. And
if someone wants to apply online, this might be a good time to mention that, Lisbeth. And our website is geckosgrill.com, and we have an online application process there, which is very easy to fill out, and it will go directly to Fiona. Or people can come into any of our restaurants between 2:30 and 4 and apply in person with any manager. And we welcome all skill levels.
So that's great. And maybe we are also going to send that information to all participants that they are attending tonight by email, so they can have the link, because I think that you share with us the link for the application forms on everything. They can have it handy on their email. So we will provide that information as well.
A question that comes to mind, do the 16-year-old, will they need a sign sheet from the parents? Are there a maximum time hours that they can work since they potentially still in school?
We don't need anything signed from the parents. We just abide by the labor laws. So I think they can only work a 3 to 4 hour shift without getting a break. And then they have to be home or off their shift by 9 o'clock, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. So if they're in that lower bracket, then we just abide by the laws that go with that age bracket.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes.
The other question that one of our parents is regarding the language. How much of an English do you need to have? There is strong English, or depends on the position that you will be applying for?
So more in the front of house, I would say yes, because you're going to be talking to a lot of people coming in the doors and everything. But as far as the back, I have several people now that actually have a couple of Guatemalans that speak Spanish and Mayan, but don't speak any English. But our teams have so many Spanish people, especially in the back already. There's never an issue with communication because of other people being there to help translate you. Also, like you guys saw Cesario on one of the videos, he's my assistant, and him and I both speak Spanish. So there's almost at least one manager at every location that speaks Spanish, but there's definitely at all times, I would say, someone that does speak Spanish and English on site.
And just to pipe in about the front of house position, just because I work in the front of house more, for example, we have a young host at our Fruitville Geckos location, Isabella, and she came to us and she spoke very, very broken English. And she's been with us for over a year now, and she's really expanded her vocabulary. She's a host. So at the time, we put her in a position where she was walking people to their tables, but didn't need to have a lot of conversation. But over the last year, she's picked up on all of the key phrases and terms and everything that we taught her. And now she's our lead host at the Geckos on Fruitville, and she's doing a wonderful job. Wonderful young lady. She's 19. So.
Awesome. Since we are in the positions and type of jobs, what are your hours of operation so parents and students can get an idea of what hours can they look at work?
Sure. Just because it's varies for the different locations. So I'm going to take on this one. So Geckos is open from hours of operation from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So those are all the Geckos locations. But we do have staff that come in at 9 a.m. to prep and getting everything set up for the day. And then generally everyone is out the door after cleanup. But if it's students, they would go home much earlier. But if it's the older students or into adulthood, then nobody's there past 11:30, generally 11:30 p.m. Triple Tail closes a little earlier. They close at 9 p.m. during the week, and they're only open for dinner. So they only open at 3 o'clock and close at 9 p.m. So there's, and then Dockside is the same. They're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Dry Dock is open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. So as you can see, we used to be open till midnight, 2 in the morning. That was pre-COVID. And we don't foresee ourselves going back to that. We've really streamlined our hours and it's been very beneficial.
Thank you. And also another question was regarding scholarships. Do you provide scholarships?
Yeah.
We haven't had anyone ask us for scholarships at this point, but we do support several charitable organizations that provide scholarships. And we support scholarships in that way. We also, we've been known to do some kind of unconventional schooling. At one time, Mike and Mike offered English classes to anyone that wanted to take English classes. And we had those for months in one of our private dining rooms. But I will say 2 things about education. We support education as our primary #1 charitable giving recipient. And it's very important to us because we think that education changes lives. And that's part of why Unidos Now has been such a wonderful partner to work with. And the other thing I want to mention about education, and this is back to Fiona and Trey's point, there is no better education than working along these fine people. You will meet people from every walk of life, but you will also, as my colleagues indulge me when I want to practice my Spanish, and we indulge each other when they want to practice their English. So there's a lot of education and training going on at all times.
Right.
Awesome, thank you. We have another question, going back to the application, will they note in the application, better the question will be, is there a location and what positions are available, or you just, yes. Okay.
So yes, there's boxes to click of what location might be closest to where you live, if that's convenient for you. There's also a field to put in what position you would like, and another field to put in, how did you hear about the job? So if you're applying from this call, then you could put in Unidos Now. And that will clue into me that that's where you came from.
And I'd like to, I'd like to add that anybody that is part of this Future Leaders and anyone on this call, Fiona's very serious. She will take your phone call. So I would really, really appreciate it if you all would just reach out to the boss here. You can start right at the top. You're welcome to walk in the restaurants, but you definitely have a leg up if you call the boss. So tell them you were on this call. I think that would be wonderful.
Thank you, Fiona. That's great. So basically, our parents or students can go on your website, look for the application, look at the location, how they heard, if they mentioned Unidos Now that they were in this call, And then also that will note the positions that are available. And then is there a spot for the time hours that they would like to apply to, or that will be something?
Yeah, the applications can come in anytime. I work around the clock. And then I will reach out and schedule a time that's good for the restaurant. And that works for your schedule of when we can sit down and talk.
Okay, and now I'm
Reach out to Trey as well, and or Ann,
Yeah.
but Trey is very fluent as well, so.
awesome. So I'm assuming once they get interviewed, then the time of working times for those people that are interested will be
The best
discussed at that
schedule.
time. Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
and we have actually now one question from the student, and he's saying, do you offer volunteer opportunities or internship opportunities?
Not at this time. We don't have any intern opportunities at this time.
Okay.
But come on, we'll
So-
pay, we'll
We'll
pay
pay
you.
you.
We'll pay you.
Rather
We're
make
not
money,
looking
we'll
for
pay
free.
you to work.
Yeah, we'll internship
There
you.
you go. So all the students from our Future Leaders Academy. So if you want to participate and start building some skills, because like any of our guest speakers here, so they didn't start with their dream careers. So they start with different careers, with different activities in the hospitality industry. They develop skills. That's what's also very important for any job that you will choose in your future. So this is the place where they are offering mentorship. So our Future Leaders Academy, they know how important it is to have a mentor. So they already have a mentor for their college application process. And what a great opportunity that now, if you join the Geckos family, you will keep having other type of mentors that they will walk you through and help you to develop new skills, to develop also networking. That's another important element on any job. So, and your personality traits. So they are also going to tell you, so if this is the industry for you, if you can really go ahead and succeed, or also just develop the skills that you need for other jobs that you are looking for in the future. So all in all, Geckos family, I think it's a great place for not only students, but I think that maybe some of the parents will be excited to join the Geckos hospitality group. So I don't know if we have any other questions from our students. So you just, if you want, you just go ahead and unmute yourself. If not, you can just write it on the box chat, your questions. But if not any, I don't know if we have any other questions from parents. And while Annie is looking for more questions from parents, I just wanted to tell Geckos group that we are going to post this video, the recorded video, in all our social media and also
Awesome.
YouTube channel. So because parents and students that may not be, they haven't not joined us tonight, they are going to be able to see it on their leisure time. And definitely that's another way that they can learn more about the Geckos hospitality group. So any other questions?
I think Lucia is trying to type something now.
Okay, go ahead.
Come on, Lucia.
Oh, she thinks the students shouldn't work before they graduate.
Okay, I'm gonna talk.
There you go.
I'm
Our
the
parent
type of
leaders.
I'm the type of parent that thinks the student, well, my student, my son, shouldn't work until he graduates high school. What you can tell me or give me advice to think the opposite?
I can completely respect that. Some students do struggle with having to work and doing their schooling. The benefit though is that we can work with the hours. So if they only want to work 1 or 2 days a week, we can work with that. So they're also getting some pocket money to help them along the way. And for me, starting my job at 14, 15, it just gave me so much confidence when I was going to apply to colleges, when I was going for my real life interviews for bigger jobs in the future. I felt so confident going to college because I had all this experience underneath my belt. And I moved away and moved 8 hours away from my family with or feeling like I couldn't do it on my own. So personally, that's my journey. But I just think giving young people the confidence, the opportunity to learn from folks that have been in the industry or older people that are not their family. Of course, family is the most important thing, but you can always learn something from other adults in your life. So.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lucia.
You're welcome.
Well, do we have any other questions? So, and while we are maybe waiting for the last question, so I would like to thank Leslie Trujillo. She is our FLA alumni that tonight she is helping us with the translation. And so thank you so much, Leslie, for helping tonight, helping the families to learn the content of a wonderful and important information from Geckos Hospitality.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Leslie.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and I just also would like to say to our FLA scholars and also to our parents, how important is to keep building your languages skills and be bilingual. So I know that there is a lot of parents that now they understand the importance for their kids, yes, to learn English and be very good at that, but also encourage your students to practice their Spanish and also to show and be proud of their culture, because I know that Geckos will love to learn, join, and also share different backgrounds. And I think that it's going to be they are a diverse group, and they will love to have and learn more about you and your language and your background. So different countries, different cultures. And I think hospitality industry, it's all about that. So thank you again to all the parents that are attending tonight. I don't know, do we have any other questions?
We do, Liz, thank you. One of our parents is asking, where are your locations, names, basically to go and support your restaurants and enjoy this delicious food that we all have tried at once.
Thank you for
That's
asking
very
that.
nice.
I just put a link in the chat there for our website, geckosgrill.com/locations. So that will give you a guide to a map that comes up of all Sarasota, Bradenton, and it will show you and pinpoint where all of them are. But we have one on Fruitville Road, Clark Road, Stickney Point and 41 down by Siesta, down on Hillview Street by the hospital, then 2 up in Bradenton on State Road 64, State Road 70, and then out on Longboat Key, we have Dry Dock. Down in Venice, we have Dockside, which is underneath the Venice Bridge. And then Triple Tail is in Central Sarasota in the Landings Plaza. So you're a stone's throw from any Geckos restaurant anywhere in town.
Thank you so much. Yes, some of our parents are saying we need more in Ellington and Palmetto area.
All right, Mike, let's get started.
Thank you so much for that question, and thank you.
Also, one of our parents know that Gecko is a sponsor of Moat Marine. And if you buy a drink, Shark Lady, it helps them. So that's great. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
And I'm going to put my phone number here in the chat as well. Somebody asked for it.
Yes, please.
So this is my direct cell phone number. Oh, if I can type 6819. It is a number from Georgia, so excuse the area code, but there you go.
Excellent. So everyone knows that would like to go and talk directly with Geckos Hospitality Group, just go directly to Fiona, and so that she will take your call. Well, I think that will be, if there is no other questions from the students or parents. So I think that we are going to close this session. So thank you again to Geckos Hospitality Group, because you have been supporting the Unidos Now mission. And I think with your support and all your skills and all the people that is behind you, I think that we are going to be able to support more families and make our community better. So thank you so much for tonight. And thank you to our parents and our students from the Future Leaders Academy. So thank you, Leslie, and thank you, Alex. Thank you, Annie, and thank you, Marnie, for coming tonight.
Very much.
So have a good night,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Great presentation.
Thank you so much, Lucia. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna call you.
Okay.
Come have some fun, make some money.
Yes, yes, my son, he needs to work.
Okay, great. We'll put him to work. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.